This is Lou's Golf and Fish Club. Hey guys, welcome back. We had a slow, or not too far of a gap between podcasts this time.
Yeah, it's usually a couple months,
but we had a pretty good turnout with the fish tournament here recently. A great turnout with the golf tournament.
Two finals.
Two finals.
Yeah.
And then I figured I'd pull an audible and then pull a guest.
Yeah, we got a guest on the show.
Guest.
You probably noticed.
First
over here in the
guest
corner.
appearance, baby.
Yeah. First guest appearance.
I'm honored.
Exactly.
I'm honored.
Yeah, it's perfect though. That's like I was saying. Like we've known each other now since 6th grade, so it's perfect actually.
You guys should have done it.
Perfect first guest.
You guys should have done it back in the Nooksville days.
Because we can talk about that. Like I didn't even think about how we can talk about our summer fishing days back in high school.
We did a summer
stuff.
league out of like freshman year or sophomore year or something. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Dude, if we would have started, it could be Guggen, John B, and all those dudes. But they had the two finals. Had the our President's Cup at Prince William Golf Course, and then we had the Lou's Cup final fishing tournament at Occoquan Regional Park. Yeah, which was a good one. It's a doozy. The battle to the end.
Yeah, it's between golf and fishing. Golf was pretty wild because it was the Cousins Battle Royale. That was just a lot of heat, a lot of good shots, a lot of game throwing back and forth. Like, oh, you better make this putt. Oh, you can find that. You're in the woods, And then fishing, like, dude, the numbers were insane. But
yeah, I mean, definitely it was like you're saying. But that's the difference with golf. Like golf and fishing, golf is more of like you have your 4-man group, and it's a lot more like social. You can actually like get to know people and like hang out for the day.
Yeah.
And Murtha says all the time, like, I want to actually hang out with you guys. Like fishing, like you get to the boat ramp, like, what's up, dude? And everyone's like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, half awake.
And then everyone goes their separate ways. And then you come back and you kind of talk for a little bit and try to talk as much as you can. And it's like, all right, like that was fun. You don't really get to hang out with anybody.
You're lucky if you get to see them on the water.
Yeah.
Like, how many fish you got? And of course, if you see Vaughn,
make some bullshit excuse.
Yeah. Vaughn's like, yeah, man, I got like 15 fish. And you're like, yeah
That's
right.
what he told us the last one.
Yeah.
I got like 5, and they were all for a pound.
Yeah. Doesn't tell you his weights. But,
Well, that's why I like doing that last cookout, the fishing tournament, which we don't do that for golf. Fishing is the only one we do that for, and it's the only time we actually hang out and like talk about the season and actually like that was pretty cool. Even like you and Nick were talking about baits for like 30 minutes straight.
That boy knows his baits. I'll tell you that. You need some knowledge on some baits? Talk to Nick. He's talking about stuff I've never even heard of. I was like, all right, I'll take your word for it. He's like, yeah, you want to use live scope and free fish? Use this bait here and just, I was like, Doomickey rig? He's like, nah, it's kind of like a Doomickey rig, but no. I'm like, okay, so what is it?
I remember at the Mooney tournament when I was asking about like the crankbait, the huge crankbait he throws. He was like, you got like an 8-foot glass rod?
Yeah, you were like, no,
like,
dude, I got like
like a 7-foot medium heavy.
Yeah.
That's about it, man.
Walmart special.
Or like not an 8-foot glass rod. Like, I have no reason to have one of those.
Did he give you that deep diving crankbait?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's probably like that long. It's like 23, 24 foot crankbait.
It's crazy.
Which I can throw it on the bigger bait catcher I have now. But definitely good season. Well, you had the best day of us. I mean, I want you to tell people about your perspective from the final fishing, final tournament. And then Ant and I can talk about.
Tell them about your little. You started off as like I wouldn't expect you to do much because you were by yourself. Yeah. So I pictured you were like out there just like a free day out there.
Yeah, I mean,
balled out, dude.
Yeah,
sure.
Started out. Let's see, it was Saturday night. Texted Brandon McCoy, Wink, my partner, and I was like, hey man, you coming? And he's like, I don't know, I kind of want to go. I want to go hunting, but I really don't want to go out and fish low tide. Crazy winds, stupid cold. I'm like, okay, so you coming or not? And so I pretty much knew at that point that I wasn't fishing with a partner. And of course Justin had to say, oh, it's only for the top 12.
Yeah, because he wasn't technically in the top 12 with points, but
so he's like, well, I can't do the tournament if I'm not in the top 12. And I'm like, dude, please text him and tell him like, you're still able to fish in the tournament.
He can still win money if you win first, second, or third place in this tournament. You can still win money, but the AO he couldn't win AOY the year, but he can still help you win and like be a good partner. Like
So I was like, all right, well, I told Justin, I was like, well, look, just tell him that, so I'll at least have a clear head space for the tournament. And so I went out. I was like, well, I don't know, man. I don't really know where to fish. Last time I fished out here, I was fishing with Wayne, and I think we caught one fish. And I was like, I'm not fishing that area. I'm gonna go out to where I don't know, and I'm gonna go out and fish, some docks or something like that. And so went all the way out there, and as we're going out, it's like 7:30 in the morning, and I look probably about 1,000 yards ahead of me, and I just see blow-ups everywhere. And I'm like, okay, I can work with this. But when you're by yourself, it's not like, hey, can you take the steering wheel? I'm going to tie on some top water real quick. It's like, I have to wait until I get there and then tie on some top water.
Yeah.
And we're like fighting the tides. Like dead low tide was at like 10 or 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have maybe like an hour, 2 hours to fish this until I lose water. So I get to the spot, I tie on a top water spook, and I'm like, all right.
You're saying you had to find it first and get it off
Yeah.
out of your tackle box. Like,
Yeah,
it was all like tangled up.
Yeah.
Like, where is this top water?
It was like tangled with probably like 20 baits. I've got like my 7-inch, glide bait, and I'm like, come on, man, all right, get out of here, all right, Finally tie the knot on, throw a couple casts, no hits, and then there's like a little like cut in like the lily pads and like a little pool. I threw it, and I was like, dude, how am I not getting hit? I just waited, and I twitched it a couple times, like walked the dog, and it was like, boom, and I was like, here we go. Reeled it in, and the first fish was a 2.3.
That's a nice start.
I was like, let's go,
Perfect.
We're on the
It's a
board.
perfect start.
And trying to net a fish by yourself, yeah, it's fun too.
With
here we go,
treble hooks.
Yeah.
Treble hooks in his
And
face, like kind of
fighting all the hydrilla and all the lily pads, and then the second fish, which was probably like 200-300 yards up from that, walking the dog again, and then just stopped it, paused it, and he hit it right where I wanted him to hit it. I was like, oh my god, I don't know if that's a like snakehead or what. Like he was tangled up in the grass, and I was like, dude, I gotta get this fish in. So I had to put my trolling motor on like 5 or 10 to get up in there, and I'm like trying to like weasel my way through there, and I finally see like his head, and I'm like, oh my god, that's a bass, it's a bass, and I like swoop down, grab like 10 pounds of grass. Like, let's freaking go! Let's go!
All by himself, dude. Out on this random point in Aquan. Well, it's almost on Belmont Bay, but like Aquan River, Regional Park. Yeah, it's hilarious, dude.
And then to go into that, we got Justin and Ant here, and they're like, I was like, yeah, dude, I freaking tore him up. I caught a 310 there, and I caught a 2-3 there, and they're like, dude, that's sick. And I knew the tide was like, it was about to get shallow, like stupid shallow. I left that spot because of that. And Justin and Ant are like, let's go there, dude. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
Yeah, not good.
No water.
Dead low.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
I think I can get through. here.
For a while, it was fine. It was like that kind of like, not super thick.
Until we hit that.
Right up to where Aaron got and went out. Got there and went out.
You mentioned something about that duck blind. So like, oh, we can make it right there. It's right there. Let's go do it. So Justin keeps going, and no. Just
eventually, I was like, dude, he's got really thick and really shallow. Yeah, so we took about 30 minutes or more trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
Blew a fuse. Told him to fuse. Put on 5 in the grass. But we started what, Belmont Bay?
Exploration day, though. It's tournament day. We're supposed to know a plan, have a set plan, what we're going to do.
But we had discussed
Justin says, let's just go ride around over here and check this spot out.
We had discussed those areas in text. I like circled them. I want to try these. Like, I've never been out there.
We never went to those docks way out there either.
That's huge water, though.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
With no spot lock or anything. Like, if it was calm in the morning, we probably could have done that. But yeah, so anyway, I was like, let's just try this Canes Creek, back here in the back. Never been there. Looks like a nice, interesting spot. So we tried that.
Yeah, but I thought you had kind of been there already.
No, I told you I'd never. I'd never been that far out. I was hoping that you knew something about it. Didn't you say something about McCluskey or something?
He said, one of the tournaments we were at, the one the only one he did was the Rez. He said, like, in the next 2 weeks or whatever it was, he had a tournament there, and he had been catching it back there, and Cane's pretty good. But I don't know what the tides was back then.
Yeah, high tide, I could see that being good, honestly.
Yeah.
High tide.
Because when we went back there, we couldn't.
It was almost to low tide. We started at 7 a.m. and dead low was like 10:30, 10, something like that. So we tried that, nothing. Tried to go down to those docks. It was all the same, just like way too much grass.
Way too shallow.
Yeah,
way too
shallow.
The funny part is, right before you guys transitioned to there, we like met up, and like we're like what, 100, maybe like 100 feet apart.
Oh wait, we're not there yet. Hold on. We went to those docks. No, we went to the docks over by Belmont Bay.
Yeah, we went there first thing.
Before all that.
Very first thing in the morning.
Yes, this is still like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
When you were catching them, we were like
You probably
driving
already caught 2.
So we went to those docks in Belmont. Same thing. Then we went to the island. By like where the channel markers and stuff are.
Yeah, the backside's great.
I saw pictures and videos of people fishing the backside.
Water like this deep, nothing.
Yeah. And it was a different type of grass, which I'm interested in at a certain time. But so that was all, no, nothing, unfishable pretty much water. Yeah. Then we went to that first marina coming into that no wake zone left, and we saw Mirtha, and that's when you sent those texts. You sent a text. You texted the pictures of those fish, like selfies.
But we had no idea. Yeah, because Mirtha was like, "Dude, you see Aaron's killing it?"
Yeah, that was after he sent those texts. We saw the text. We're like, "Dude, you catch them already? Like, come on." Yeah, you're like.
At first, when I sent those texts, I was like,
"You shouldn't have done that."
Should I do that?
Yeah.
Sure, let's just send them. Send.
Yeah.
Like,
or was Mirtha the one that said, "Check your phone"?
Yeah, Mirtha was the one that said, "Check your phones." Aaron's having a day, and we're like, "What? Really? Where is he?" And then we looked at it, and that's when we tried to pinpoint you from that. All we could see is like a small roof line in the back, and we were like looking at every building we could. Where is he?
I was like zoomed in on the picture, like what? Trying to match it up.
Yeah.
So I wish someone had a camera for like our reaction to those pictures.
Then we look over and we see you wave. There he is! Go!
Yeah, he's off that point over there.
Yeah.
So that happened all before we met up with you. Yeah, we were like, dude, where was he fishing? Trying to find, inspecting the picture. Yeah. So we fished that marina a little bit. And that's what happened with Mirtha coming out. And then we went down to like those other docks on the other right side, and that's when you were coming down that line back towards from the point, and then we met up with you, and that guy split us.
Yeah,
but that was a wild move.
It was
random like John boat.
Well, so when you look at it on the map, it shows like that area is like 6 to 10 feet, and that's the deepest spot. And I was trying to figure out where it was, but it's actually like a patch of grass, and I guess there's water underneath of it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's probably what he was looking at.
I mean, he came right in between us, like drifted into that boat right there, fished for like 5 minutes, and then rolled out.
He's like, "You doing
nothing here."
Yeah.
He said, "You guys doing any good today?" And I was like, "Yeah, I caught a 310 up there, and then I caught a 2-3 over there." And he was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah.
And he split straight to there, and I'm like, "Okay."
Dude. Yeah, it was definitely a wild.
That was.
What's our time?
I'm gonna check it.
Oh, we're good. Yeah. You can just leave it on that since we didn't set a timer, but
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's definitely hilarious that me and you trying to figure out where he was fishing.
Yeah.
So the funny part is, after that, you guys obviously tried to fish that area, and then you guys went towards the docks. Right.
Then after that, we
didn't even go to the docks.
Had to use the motor to get out of the weeds.
I had to do that as well.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
Dude, I picked my trolling motor up. I'm like, this isn't gonna work. Like, it doesn't matter if I have it up out of the up in the water column or down. It doesn't matter. Like, every time I look down, it's just like on 10. It's like woo, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna burn my trolling motor up.
That's what happened. I was like, let's try to put it on 5 and see
Instantly
if I can.
blew it.
Like, it was like, dude, that just blew the fuse.
I trimmed my motor like all the way up to where it's just barely in the water. It started up and it was like boom. And I was like,
that's what I don't like about those electric
go.
those, because Justin, you have the cord to pull it up and you can kind of adjust it. The electric trolling
you have
or whatever.
to hold the head.
You have to hold the whole pull the whole head up. I don't like that.
I like the
the cable.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I mean, they have an aftermarket cable. I tried it, but it still doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's just not the same.
Yeah, if that fuse didn't blow, we probably would have spent another 20 minutes trying to get out of the grass.
Probably, yes. I mean, I had luckily we had that paddle because I was pushing us on the back.
Yeah, the wooden paddle, the little just safe the paddle just to pass inspection.
Yeah.
And
we didn't even fish the docks right there. We kept going until
there's that bridge.
Police boat keeps their boat, or the game warden boat, whatever it is, right there. And we just said, "Oh, that's deep water. Let's try that." But I don't think we caught a fish there.
No, it's like
we
15,
did. We kept going down that bank, and then you called him, and he had like a 2-pounder on a crankbait or something, but it jumped off. That was our first fish.
You were on the phone. You're like, "Dude, I gotta call you back. I gotta call you back."
Yeah.
Dude, because we were talking about how he sabotaged us. He sabotaged us,
and that was twice.
And then we hadn't caught a fish all day, and I had him on speakerphone, phone on the deck. And I'm like, catches a square bill out there.
Yeah.
First catch with it. Talking to him, and I'm like, oh, no, no, no. And then he got off. I'm like, hey, I gotta call you back, man. You're sabotaging us again.
That was our first fish.
First fish, first
that was
bite.
probably like 11,
Yeah.
maybe
10:30, 11-ish. So yeah, we worked like that right side pretty much the whole time. Then eventually went down under the second bridge and around the bend where the wood and stuff is on the right. The lay
That's where you
downs.
put the first one right there.
One.
Yeah. What, a Cinco, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
From the tree, and then we fished down basically to like the marina.
We never even fished the spot you wanted to go to.
Yeah.
The one you said that you saw the YouTube guy fishing when it was high tide, like literally to the left of when you come out of the boat ramp, right to the left, right there, that tree, the stump that's in the ground.
Yeah, I tried it afterwards. I put my boat back in.
Oh, and nothing.
And I didn't catch anything, but it was still low when
it was still low.
when we were fishing it.
Yeah.
At like what 2 o'clock ish.
You went back out there by yourself?
Yeah.
Really?
We all left. Yeah. I didn't catch anything.
No.
Nope.
Justin
Till
said,
what? Sundown?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
They closed at 7. Us.
Yeah.
There's like 6:30 or something like that.
Yeah, Justin said, how many beers you got left? I said 2. He's like, you mind
Have
if I get one? I was like, sure.
I should have gone, and again, I made another mistake. I should have gone right again, just back towards where.
Yeah, if you knew Alderman and them called us fish, you should have went that way.
Yeah, I should. I didn't. I went left again. I was trying to fish that like wood and stuff again.
Something new, yeah.
But that wasn't the same stuff we fished.
Yeah.
Left of the ramp, but yeah. So ended up you had what 9 pounds. You ended up with 9 pounds.
9 some change, yeah.
9 some change, and Alderman and Nick Robinson had 11 pounds. Nick caught a 5.5 pounder, and then Alderman caught 2 3-pounders. So
yeah, Nick and Alderman had 11.50, and I had 9.41. So
yeah, 11.50.
And then
Murtha third, didn't he?
Poor Murtha had 6 pounds.
Yeah.
He tried.
He fished in the docks. The 2 marinas the whole time, the last marinas. I tell you one last time. He definitely fishes that area decent.
Well, that's why I was following him out. Like I said, like when I followed him out, I was looking past him and like the whole horizon, like you could just see blah, 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 blah.
You followed him
all the way out.
Did Sean go out there too? Like out to Belmont?
I don't know if I ever saw him in Belmont. I saw him by the
I thought he went way out there.
I think. Well, he might have. I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I didn't know that the no wig stopped right there.
Yeah,
because Vaughn came to me, and he was like on plane. I'm like, "What are you doing, dude?" And he's like, "I was like, so how far is the boundary line?" He's like, "As far as you can see out that way." And I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Sweet." And I looked out and I saw no wake, and I was like, "All right, let's see what the motor's got."
Yeah.
And I went out there and I'm looking at the channel, and it's like as big as this room, like maybe 10, 20 feet wide. And I'm like, this is scary. Like, you go too far right, you're in hydrilla and you're in like 2 foot. If you go too far left, it's just a big flat.
Oh, the other channel that goes back in the creek? Or the one, that one's really sketchy.
I tried to make a U-turn in that. And I'm like,
that
this
one's
is
really
sketchy.
Oh, and that's called Macy Creek or Massey Creek or something like that. Where you're fishing that point, it goes.
That's when we saw that guy. That there's no way that was Vaughn who was ripping through there. Because he did that channel, it's like no wider than this fucking couch.
Yeah.
There's no way that was Vaughn.
Yeah, like ripping through. I remember that.
Like that guy he knew what he was doing. That wasn't Vaughn.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, so Alderman ended up winning.
Yeah.
Alderman Nick won the tournament, and then Alderman won Angler of the Year. Again, 2 times.
Thanks to Nick.
Yeah. Yeah, he came out and whooped us again on the river, but you gave him a good run for his money, definitely. And he won by a half point. He won Angler of the Year by half point. So.
Yeah, Sean just choked, and Vaughn did too, didn't he? Vaughn was right there.
Vaughn was right there too.
Vaughn caught a lot of fish, he said.
Yeah.
But he just didn't catch any quality.
Yeah, he had 5 like pretty early when we talked to him. He's like, yeah, my 5.
You know what I heard people saying?
What?
They said Sean pulled a Murtha.
Yeah.
Choked.
Murtha was so mad. Yeah.
I know. He said, whoa, no, that's not a thing. We're not going to do
my
that.
Goodness. And, yeah, when he found out that Aaron might not win, he was like, no.
Oh.
Really? Come on. That was Aaron's day. Aaron's day.
Yeah, Murtha passed me, and he was like, DZ. And I was like, dude, I got to get rid of this 2-3. This 2-3 is killing me. Like, I've got a 3-10, a 3-9, and a 2-3. If I can get rid of this 2-3, I might have a chance. But if I can't, I don't know.
Yeah, with Alderman in there, you gotta get 3
killed
threes.
for that 2-3.
And then I caught my first drop shot fish of the year.
Yep.
That was the 310.
3-9.
3-9.
Yeah, I was showing you my setup on FaceTime, like Thursday or Friday night. Remember?
Yeah.
I was like, "This is what I do. I use this type of weight." And they're like, I was like, "Dude, it's a nice weapon to have, just like to put a fish in the boat.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the best ones, I think."
Well, I was working in Winchester.
That
I
or
was
shake
like,
your head.
I was like, they have a Jake's Bait and Tackle out there. They have a Sportsman Outdoors. I was like, let's go check out Sportsman Outdoors. And I walked in there. They've got like all these robo worms, and I'm like, Merkless like talks about. He swears by them. I'm like, all right, let's see what they got. So I'm like looking through like the different colors, and I called Merkley when I caught that one on the drop shot. I'm like, dude, you're never gonna guess what I caught. Like, caught this big bass on a drop shot, and he's like, what worm? And I was like, robo worm. And he's like, what's the color? And I was like, morning something. And he's like, yeah, morning dawn.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
He's like, yep, that's it. And I was like, dude, that's insane. And of course, rule of thumb is you catch a fish on a bait, you keep throwing it. So I kept throwing it all day long, the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And nothing?
Nothing.
I mean, that's why I was catching them on.
Huh?
Where'd you catch that?
So you can see it from 95 Route 1. But there's like these two sticks right before the train bridge.
Last bridge, we're fishing on this deep side.
Yeah.
On the opposite side of that.
Oh, we saw Vaughn.
Yeah, the logs are sticking up and stuff over there.
Yeah. There's like these two little logs. You can only see them on low tide. Like coming into high tide, you see like just the tips of them.
Yeah.
And I like went up to him like, dude, this is kind of nice. It's like off the bait, or off the bank a little bit, like kind of close to the channel. You're still in like 4 to 5 feet of water in low tide. I was like, this is perfect. So I like did a little pitch in there, and just like was like doing this, wiggling it, and it was like I saw my line start moving. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
let's go, baby.
Actually, like a drop shot bite too. Like you like reel up to it and zzz.
Yeah.
Do you think you would have done any of that if you had your partner that day?
So
do you think you would have went to, that grass flat?
I would say no, because when I went to the grassy area, I knew where I had to land my bait, and I knew where I wanted it to walk across. And having two people on a boat, this guy's fishing back here, I'm fishing this spot, and I'm dialed. So I feel like when you're fishing by yourself, you spend more time on a certain area, because you're like, I want to cast there, I want to cast there, I want to cast there. And I'm going to try to cast all 3 of these spots and make every single angle of a cast. Just make, perfect cast. And the 2 perfect casts I casted, I caught them.
That first cast is definitely important. If you can do it like first time, like a log or like a lay down or something, and just first cast, get it right in that little pocket. Yeah. Man, that's pretty much how I caught our first fish. Yeah. I put it right in the perfect little like hole. Yeah. And first cast, and man.
And the funny part about that 310, I was actually casting a swim jig, and I casted like a dialed cast right along the shoreline, and the last lily pad moved. I was like, I picked up my spook, and I was like, let's do a little slower cast here. And I just started walking it, and I guess he was still sitting there waiting for something, and he came up and crushed it. I'm like, let's go.
Awesome. Yeah. I was saying too, I always say like being in the front of the boat definitely matters too. Yeah. Like some of those like fish I'm catching, like first cast in there, flip it in there.
But who was saying? Somebody was saying, it was Alderman or one of them that fished the res a lot. That the back of the boat, that guy catches a lot because he uses a drop shot most of the time, and he uses an 1/8 ounce versus a 1/4 ounce. He's always picking up fish with a drop shot in the back of the boat.
Yeah, I've heard that too on the fishing the DMV. So those guys that come on there from Potomac and stuff, like if you're gonna be a co-angler on Potomac, you have to learn how to do a
drop shot or
Cinco drop shot, but Cinco is like huge. They're like
because you're the cleanup crew.
Yeah, you have to just learn how to just soak a Cinco. Just let it flip it up there in the spots that he misses.
Yeah.
And just clean up exactly. Yeah, that's how you survive as a co-angler on the Potomac. Like being a good Cinco, just being patient, just I mean. With the Potomac too, that's why I like the idea of doing the championship there, is because no one can like go up and live scope it out and find all these like offshore brush piles and stuff. They can at a lake. Yeah, like how Sean and some of those guys were like, "Oh, let's do a lake, let's do a lake." It's like the river. Like when you get to Potomac River, it's like none of that stuff really matters. Dude.
I like when you do Aquan. We talked about doing Matawoman. That'd be cool. It's just sketchy getting everybody across the river though in the morning. But That would be cool.
Go from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it'd be kind of sketchy.
And who knows what tournament will be there same day.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
like
that's
200
what you're
boats.
showing me with all the the sunken ships.
Yeah,
Dude,
Mallows
that'd be
Bay.
so
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
Yeah. Have our little tournament there with like $200 boats. Like,
Yeah.
Excuse us.
Yeah.
Excuse
See,
us. Can we launch?
I feel
real
like-
quick? Yeah.
I feel like a spot we could possibly go out of with like small boats would be like Bellhaven State Park.
Bellhaven's, yeah.
Because
Bellhaven's
you
cool
can
too.
go up, and then you have to again watch the channel. But if you go
Yeah.
up and you go up in that creek goes way underneath
The
495
Blue Plains and all that
stuff.
bridge right there.
Yeah,
That would be a cool one too. And just make the limit like not Alexandria north, but like maybe a little bit like Mount Vernon area north or something. That'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got those coves off to the right on the other side of 495, and then up by Bowling Air Force Base, all that up there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make maybe Reagan National Airport like the boundary.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I don't really know the Potomac that well, so I'm definitely down to get the schedule dialed in and find some good creeks and just boundary areas. I think it's like I said. I like doing lakes and stuff, but around here there's so many small lakes you can't use your motor. Everything's trolling
Can't use
motor
your motor,
only.
Yeah.
At least there you can use your motor, and like you said, you can't go and dig
Yeah.
all these all these brush piles out in the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
It's just tide, depends on the tide, your timing, and just a lot more factors. A lot more a versatile.
I mean, I think it was Thomas Aarons who was talking about if you're fishing the Potomac, you might as well take lobster stick off because you can't see shit.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and I just don't.
It's look right, grass. Look left, grass. Oh, there's a tree. That's cool. Mark that. All right.
Yeah, it might be able to help
Yeah,
you if you pull up on those logs that you caught the big one on.
Yeah.
Pull up there, oh, there's fish there. That would help.
Yeah.
You know, but as far as seeing your bait
Oh, yeah.
and doing that stuff, I don't think you do.
Yeah. Unless you're fishing
Maybe.
down Possum Point where it's stupid deep.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think I mean, it's something fun. The river stuff. So, and I definitely want to do maybe the Rappahannock. Maybe you were talking about
Rappahannock's cool, yeah.
some other stuff.
is there a way to get on the James boat ramp wise?
Yeah,
Because they swear by the
that's
James.
so far though.
Yeah, that one's pretty far.
Yeah, I think Rappahannock probably be
That's
about
probably
as far as
cutting point,
anybody would
yeah.
want to drive.
Yeah.
It's
that south.
how much further is Mooney from the James?
Probably another hour.
Yeah.
Really?
Depends where you
Richmond's
go.
2 hours.
Yeah, Richmond.
Yeah, east of Richmond.
Oh,
I guess you have to go up James because Richmond's more
It's
Where it turns
Richmond. I think that's when it gets real shallow.
it
There's a
starts
dam
turning
right there.
upper James where it's
Yeah.
smallmouth. And
Because they talk about
Rocks.
being on the Potomac and running their motors and getting to the James. They make it seem like it's
No fucking way. Who said
Skip
that?
it.
no.
No, it's got
No?
to
They're
be
talking about. I
else.
think they're talking about doing the James going Chickahominy River. Chickahominy River goes into the James.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Everyone goes to the Chick. Go to the Chick.
Because
go
the
to the Chick.
Potomac, you have to go out of the Potomac, down the Chesapeake, and then back.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
so no, you're not
An
doing
ocean.
that. Yeah, no way.
A milk run today, baby.
how much
No
fuel we
way.
got left?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a quarter tank.
No way.
Hey, lines up at 2:00.
Yeah.
Aaron will be back at 5 or
Yeah.
6.
Where is Aaron at, dude?
He went down to the James.
I'm taking pictures. You're like, where is he at, dude?
I'm on the Chickahominy River.
Yeah.
Is that Richmond behind him?
What's the boundary again?
Yeah, I like the boundaries, though. Those aren't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I extended it to.
It's a huge area. There's no way you were going to.
It was Belmont Bay the
Outfish.
first time, and then
Yeah.
we did Aquan Bay, which
Yeah.
it's pretty good amount of water. You have
That's
plenty
where we
of
thought
water.
you went to first, was Tide and Time, which is in Aquan Bay. It's in the mouth of it, kind of whatever. But it's just marinas and stuff and boat docks and stuff there. But that's where we thought you went.
Hmm.
Now that little lighthouse or whatever was in the background gave you away.
I know we found it.
we pinpointed it and found it.
All right, we're about to run out of time on this part 1, so we'll be back with part 2 in a minute. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.